I'm back. The question is, are you? This is weird. Whether I did something really wrong or YouTube just had a huge crash, this whole page, you're probably seeing it too, looks, I have to like back out of this. I'm back. I don't know what just happened, but that was certainly, I don't think that had anything to do with me. That looked like YouTube had a little mini crash. I just hope that video still uploads for everyone else to see. All right, let me open this up. Do we have everyone back? We have 17 people back. All right, that's weird. That was weird. Did everyone's screen get all funky? Looked all encrypted and stuff? So it looks like this is gonna be a second video, but that's good. You know why that's good? I'll tell you why this is good, that it's a second video. Because we need 10,000 views to hit like the next plateau on YouTube for this second channel. So this will just help out with the views. So there we go, right? So we have the views from the first video. Now we have the views from the second video. And you can also thumbs up the second video too, so everyone wins. Everyone wins. All right, so let's get back to where we were. I don't know where we were. I'm still thrown off from the splash of rain situation today. And the fact that I look like I'm living in a tent does not help. What do I have to show you folks? Dun, 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 dun. I got stuff. I got stuff. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. I think that should do it for now. Has everyone seen the Kohl's video? The Kohl's Sonoma candle video on the main channel? Yes, Amanda, you're right. 10,000 views. I needed 10,000 views before I can start monetizing the videos, which really isn't a big deal, because if anyone is a YouTuber or has their own YouTube channel, monetizing your videos allows YouTube to put ads on the beginning and the end, and sometimes in the middle of your videos, and you get pennies for these things. But you know, it's still a plateau, and I want to get there. And at the end of the day, even if it's $5 a month, it's still money in our wallet for the candle enthusiast. Love that. Van down by the river. I love that skit too. I do not know how it applies unless it looks like I'm living in a van down by the river. Is that what we're trying to say? Black bands. Let's talk a little bit more about black bands, because it's been consuming my mind, right? You know, when, you know, we're all told when we buy Yankee candles, how many years do they tell us when we buy them, how many years do we have until we have to burn them? I've always heard 5 years. But at the same time, I've shown you things like certain candles here are over 20 years old, and they smell fabulous. They smell wonderful. But there's also another question. It's not how long does the candle last? Like, how long does it take for it to perish? But there has the recipes changed in any way? And a lot of folks reached out to me and said, like, you know what, back in the day, that candle used to have this note and that note. And I really didn't have a frame of reference, because although Yankee Candle's been a part of my life for my entire life, I wasn't doing like in-depth analyses on these fragrances. But I want to confirm, I wanted to make sure I had something that I can confirm. I have the same candle from 2 different eras, from 2 different decades. Yes, at the very least 10 years apart, most likely more. It's going to be Christmas Eve. This is what we call the old label now. But it's not the old label, because this has seen a lot of different, I don't know if it's seen too many labels. I love that label. That's like it's just like one of the best labels Yankee's ever done. It has that Coca-Cola Santa Claus feel to it. I love it. I brought this one to Santa's Village with me 2 years ago, evaluated it. But here's what the black band looked like. We got Santa Claus. I know that's a soft focus there. We got Santa Claus sitting on his sleigh, loaded with goodies and toys, and he's off on his way to all the little boys and girls. And what's very interesting, I cannot confirm this, but I will find out. I think that's the Santa Claus that you meet when you go to the Santa's Village. I'm not kidding. When you go to Santa's Village, and like you bring your child, or when I go up to get my picture taken with Santa Claus, because I do that, I think this is the Santa Claus. I mean, of course it's Santa Claus, but I think this is the man. This is the man, which is really cool. So I will find that out. But anyway, if you look in the fragrance notes of Christmas Eve, very interesting. They'll say things like baking spices, cinnamon, at least cinnamon, but they might throw in some other ones, which I always thought was weird, because I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, this to me is so fruity, juicy, sugar plum, red fruit, black currant, cassis, amaretto. It's tart, it's sweet. It smells a little bit like smoke, because it's got some smoke taint in it right now. But the fragrance notes did say something about baking spice. And it always bothered me. So I did get my hands on this black band. And surprise, surprise. Look at that. Look how tight that fits on there. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. There's some spice. There's not a lot of it, but there's a little bit for sure. So I'm very familiar with Christmas Eve. I smell this all of the time in all different formats. Every year, I go through one every couple years. But this is a new experience to me. The problem is, it's not strong. As strong as this. So I don't know if that's with age, or if that will simply change once this kind of surface has a chance to melt, and the oils will finally be released, because there's definitely some marbleization happening inside of that candle. So I wouldn't be surprised if the fragrance would be set free once this candle's lit. But there are some baking spices there. So do the recipes change from year to year, or every so often? This is the first time I can definitely say, confirm, I trust my nose, and these smell a little bit different. Are they practically the same candle? Absolutely, absolutely. But I thought that was interesting. I thought that was really interesting. Got another Christmas cookie here. I had one of these. I had two of these. And now I only have one. But that's kind of loose. But always shocked to see how long this one stands the test of time. This one smells wonderful. And I've smelled this in some really old pillars too. Yankee Candle used to make pillars. I showed you some of those. And they still, they stand the test of time. Now I can't say all of the candles do. But black bands, interesting topic because should we be investing in them? Should we be buying them? Should we be collecting them? Should we be burning them? Or should we be collecting them and not burning them? Carol says, I don't even remember Yankees having metal core wicks. Don't think they even used zinc wicks, so probably no lead. Yeah, I mean, I can't testify to, I can't add to the conversation about how safe or unsafe the candles are, but I think it's easy enough to say that Yankees taken all of the precautions necessary to make the burning experience more healthy. I guess, I don't know. It's not a good way to put it. I heard that soy wax goes bad within a year. Is that true? I don't know, Angie, but I mean, I'd love to be like, say yes or no. But what I have noticed is soy wax does have an aroma. It smells. So when you're smelling the candle, you're smelling, partially you're smelling soy wax. Just because I have it here. Here's some soy wax here. And it's a much softer wax. I mean, Yankee is not using 100% soy. I don't think it really matters what kind of wax they're using. It, you know, whether it's vegetable wax or some other what's the other one? Palm wax. It's still very soft, and it can certainly crack. And I don't know how well it traps the fragrance oils. Now, I look at paraffin as like petrified. It's like Jurassic Park. It's that mosquito petrified in the amber, right? Where with soy, I don't know if you're necessarily accomplishing the same thing. You're mixing the oil with the wax and completely homogenizing it, completely. Like it's one thing. There's not wax and there's oil floating in the glass. It's one homogenized pillar inside. So I don't know the truth behind that. Good question. A good question to for Liz from Which City Wicks. Maybe I'll reach out to her and ask her if her older candles have faded in any way or changed in any way. But not in a scenario like this, but if I'm smelling 100% soy wax candle, it smells like a cocoa butter. Even when you burn it, sometimes. So that's something to keep in mind. Soy wax also, what I do know, at least from the studies I've done, the data I've collected, is that you will get a stronger punch in a smaller radius, and it won't travel as far. So the scent won't carry as far, but you'll have more of an intense aroma around the candle. Does that make sense? Where paraffin, when you burn it, it's going to carry a lot further, but you're not going to have hot spots of super powerful, intense aromatics. Now that's just a basic blanket statement. There's always exceptions. And also, the larger the radius, the diameter of the candle, especially when it comes to soy, of course, the more you're going to smell. Laura, Yankee had 100% soy line for 2 minutes. They did not hold up well for me over the years. Beans wax. I think the line was called, like 10 years ago, I would guess. What was it called? It wasn't the Y collection, right? The Y collection? I don't like the perfume candles. Beeswax. That's interesting. The Beeswax collection? That's a very peculiar name. That's interesting. I'll also have to make note of that. Does anybody else have their computer or cell phone set to when you type YC, it just automatically spells Yankee Candle? Does anybody else spell Yankee Candle that much where they need to do that? Interesting. I love the Y collection. They were certainly a little bit too pricey, but I enjoyed them. Does everybody remember the Y collection? I showed one once on a live video. What else am I going to show you guys? Oh, I know what I could show you, but I'm supposed to keep these things secret. All right, I'm on your page. Marshy Moo. Where am I going to find those candles? All right. So we do know that there's a fireside video coming up. I'm going to compare a Black Band fireside with a 2017 pour, a fireside. Also, I'm going to do my best to break down the aromatics of what's happening inside that candle, because it was not an easy thing to break down. Fireside. Fireside is not Fireside Treats. It's a very complex little beast, and you rather love it or hate it, but one thing that we can all agree on is it smells like cologne. But what cologne? It was driving me nuts. So I spent, this is going back to like October, I spent so much time like late at night hunting down like old bottles of cologne, ordering them, buying them, and then sniffing them, because I knew that this was nothing contemporary. But man, does that smell unique. And I think I've narrowed it down to a couple colognes that this candle really smells like. But during this work of analyzing the fragrance, I found out that the Black Band was indeed a little bit different, but for the most part, I was convinced that they were the same because of the age factor. I mean, there are 20 years difference between the two of those candles. But I do want to get, I should have that one out soon. Angie says they were overpriced, as I recall. Yeah, the white collection, what were they? 40 bucks? Crackling Wood Fire from YC. I did. If you go back to late December, I did all of the UK fragrances, and I did Crackling Wood Fire. It was a compilation video. I did, I think it was separated into 2 parts, and I evaluated that candle. There was a few that I wanted to do, like there was a few other ones, like bourbon. Was it not bourbon barrel, but there was barrel something, the UK fragrance that I wanted to do. It's just that there's so many, and I really don't want to just do like 5-second reviews. It's just not, for me, it doesn't impress me. Like, I really want to break these down if I'm going to invest my time and purchase these candles. Bourbon wood barrels. Yeah, I keep seeing it on eBay, and you know, I'm about to click that button, and I always refrain from doing it. I've never smelled Yankee at Home Beach Fire. Does it smell like fire? Does it smell like beach fire? It's a nice, it's a very intriguing name. This lighting is not doing good things to the dark circles under my eyes. Let me show you one of these Y collection candles. You guys have a little time, right? Yeah, here we go. All the way in the back, hidden from the world. Now the Y collection, there were two sets. There was the first year, I don't know if they were divided by years, but there was collection 1, and then there was collection 2. The collection 2 is interesting because all the names were, they had female names, women's names. Angela. I'm making them up, but they just had female names, which I thought was actually really a good idea. But the first collection had like red currant, plum something or other, and then there was Nightfall. Now these were perfume candles. You see, it says it's called the Y collection out of New York. So these weren't even produced in South Deerfield. Well, they might have been made. They might have been made. But I remember there was a whole division that these were designed for. And they're just these simple rocks glasses, frosted, kind of a steel gray color, even though it's showing up kind of green. And very soft. Look at that. It didn't burn well. I think this was when I lit it on our live video. I did a late night live video by the campfire, and I didn't let it pool out, but whew, really, really good. And I think a lot of people pass up on them because when you find them at outlets now, they sell them for like ridiculously low prices. So people are like, oh, they're small in price, they must not be good. Remember when these came out, these were $40 each. So when you see them in the outlets and they're like $6, $7, don't just like brush them away. Actually, stick your nose in the box and see for yourself if you enjoy them. They're not that Yankee Candle, New England, heartwarming, heartstrings, nostalgic kind of aromatic experiences, but they do smell fantastic. Right here, this one is my favorite, was my favorite. Incense and teak. Anything that's got teak in, I love. And this is going to be Yankee Candle's fragrance notes right here on the side of the box. Saffron, leather, tobacco, tobacco flower, sandalwood, and teak. Oh my God. I mean, I just wish you could smell this with me right here. If you've always wanted that candle, there's so many of them out there now. If you always wanted that candle of like an old library, you're sitting down in this majestic room with thousands and millions of books all around you, all different ages from different areas, from eras, talking about different topics from different points in history. Can't talk today. It doesn't smell like that, but that's what it brings to your mind, right? It actually just smells like a really beautiful wooden piece of furniture. It smells like, I mean, we can call it teak wood, but let's face it, it's sandalwood. It smells like a nicely, freshly sanded piece of furniture, and sweetened definitely by that tobacco. And very musky, very musky. And so when they say leather, that's what I mean by musk. It has that musky cologne smell to it. I've never even lit that one. But see if you can find that at your outlet. Incense Antique or eBay maybe, I don't know. I was really hoping that Yankee Candle would put out red velvet this year for Valentine's. Yeah. For a second there, I'm thinking that they did, but they certainly did not. There's got to be a reason why this candle keeps disappearing. You know, I find that the older it gets, the red velvet cake, and ones like it, it starts to take on that chemical, artificial, waxy, paraffin thing smell. Like it just doesn't smell as fresh and delicious as it did when you first bought it. So maybe that's why it keeps disappearing. It's just one that doesn't stand up well. I find that a lot of blueberry scents are the same way. Like, how great was Berrylicious when it came out? But if you smell Berrylicious now, like the original pour or blueberry scone, that one still smells amazing. But, no. I say it and then I have to smell it. Oh well. Or is it down there? Yeah, there it is. I was looking in the wrong section. Look at this. Blueberry scone. Look at that jar. This was a limited edition jar. No, I'm just kidding. This was an earthquake situation. I do have an unlit blueberry scone though, but I do find with age, let's see if it, yeah, I mean, it smells good, but there's something, it smells like blueberry wax. Does anybody else have that experience when they smell blueberry candles, or is it just me? It smells great. I love this candle. Nicole says, I saw the nightshades at the outlet recently. If you can find all 6, and you're a collector, I would get all 6, because a lot of the times when you see them online, they're only promoted as there being 4. There were 6, and I remember a lot of locations didn't get the other 2. I forget which 2 they were, but those 2, plus the other 4, if you have the whole set, I mean, let's face it, they're not going to be worth money, but it could be some bragging rights. I actually, those candles, the nightshade candles, went out for the Valentine's Day subscription box. I sent out a different one for each person, so hopefully that goes over well. There was one called Midnight that I loved. I loved. I went to Bali a few years ago, and you could get teak furniture super cheap there. Teak is an interesting thing, right? Because there is no such thing as teak essential oil. I don't think there is. I think they just use the word, it's just a fantasy pretty word, teak, when really it's just some formulation of sandalwood essential oil. But you got it for super cheap. And how does it smell, Angie? Does it have a significant aroma, Angie? The teak wood? And if I remember correctly, it's a very, very hard wood too, which would mean it wouldn't necessarily have a large aroma, or I mean, it wouldn't be easy to smell if it was a tight grained wood. He uses it. Oh man. Okay, here we go. I got it. Nicole. My dad works with teak all the time. He uses it for his boat, actually. Yes, that's what I've heard. That's what I've read, that it's great for that purpose. And you're saying, Nicole's saying the interior. And Nicole's also saying she only saw 2 nightshades. Do you remember what the nightshades were? There was Suede Noir, there was Midnight, Pillow Talk, Kiss and Makeup. You can't make up these things. And Black Satin. And there was a 6th one that I can't remember. I don't know, Eric. You're saying you have a couple red velvet cakes in your collection. If they smell fine to you, don't worry. I just find that if you're kind of making a statement on what I've said, I find that they do. I don't know. I don't think they age as well as some of the others. But then again, when you smell a Christmas cookie, it kind of smells like it wouldn't age that well. And look at this one. This aged beautifully. So it could just all be in my head. Nancy, there's one in Aurora. Aurora. That sounds like such a wonderful place. It's the Aurora Outlet Mall. I don't know if those names sound more like John Waters or David Lynch movie titles. It's kind of both. Like Satin Noir would certainly be David Lynch, but Kiss and Makeup, that's John Waters. Look at this, I'm learning. And that's where Wayne's World takes place. This is a stupid question, but Angie, you wouldn't happen to know if they filmed any of the exteriors there. That'd be a cool place to go if... I'm trying to do more filming locations. Like, that's fun. Did you guys find that fun? I like to do that. Like, find some of your favorite movies where they didn't actually shoot them in Hollywood. you know, they shot them on location in a specific place or town, and go there and see all of the locations. I love doing that. Suede Noir sounds like a sequel to Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet would make an amazing candle. Blue Velvet. And can somebody tell me why I haven't seen that? Like, that's got like Witch City Wicks written all over it. Because she already has the Twin Peaks inspired candle. Blue Velvet would be awesome. Oh, there you go. Carol, there you go. She's got the 6th one. Gotta love David Lynch. All right, what else do I have to show you guys? So a while back, I bought 5 Life's a Breeze candles. Are they out yet? Are they out? Did they hit the stores? I haven't been in Yankee Candle retail in a while. But I bought a bunch of them with the intention of doing my evaluation, my review, and then putting a few up on eBay so you guys could get your hands on them early. But one of them, to my surprise, wasn't Life's a Breeze. It was just this. I'm trying to see if I can figure out, by looking on the bottom, what this thing is. I don't know. This is missing a label, and I think it's like a combination. This is just a weird pour, and I can't decipher. See if you guys can figure it out. On the bottom, it says FIJ BCH. So beach, obviously, but FIJ? FIJBCH. What is this that we're dealing with here? Does anybody know? Little trivia question. It's not Calm and Quiet Place. It's blue. It's hard to tell in this lighting, but it's a baby blue color. Life's a Breeze came out in the frosted glass beach collection, but I don't know if it came out Fiji. I know, I was thinking Fiji Beach too, Carol, but is that an actual candle? I'm gonna feel silly if it is. Let's look this up. Yeah, World Journey collection. Wow. Way to go, Carol. But that's why it didn't stand out to me, because it wasn't a retail candle. This is Fiji Beach World Journey. And it's quite nice. I mean, it's nice. Oh my God. I should have noticed, because the World Journeys, of course, it's paraffin wax. I should have picked up on that. This is not soy wax. So that is no question what that is. That's cool. That's cool. I might put that up on eBay. Someone could probably pick that up for a couple bucks. Or I might just burn it. All right, let me take a look at you guys, see what kind of stuff you're talking about, and I'm gonna throw a question out there. I want to make sure, do we still have got 32 people with us? I have a few, I need actually your guys' help on a few things. And I've asked your help before in the past. And I'm I want to see if you guys have any ideas. This is my office, right? It's got a screen right here that you've seen before. I got my Macintosh here. I usually edit off my MacBook, though. I have all my candles in my office. This is just not a place where I want to be filming a lot of candle evaluations, you know? Remember those days when I used to get outside when it wasn't so cold and wet and freezing cold? I want to continue to get outside, but it's not just about being outside. I want to be in different locations, right? I told you that I want to highlight the company Cottage Wicks soon, and I'm going to. And I'm thinking to myself, well, where am I going to do it? Like, I don't want to be sitting at my office desk. I want to give the company the setting and the production value that it deserves. So I'm like looking for like rentals of, you know, I was thinking about like a cottage kitchen. That would be great. So what if like got like a bed and breakfast that had like a country kitchen? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, this just would be really expensive. That's not an efficient way to be spending the budget for the show, to be going to these places. So if anyone ever comes up with an idea, a place that might be interesting to film in, with low cost, where we wouldn't have to worry about liability insurance, obviously no trespassing, but I need to find different cool places to film. And usually if I travel around, I can find great places, but then when I find the place, I don't have the candles I need to evaluate. So indoor farmers markets are great, Nicole. Again, you're dealing with clearance of the company. Most likely it's going to be a family-owned company, so they're very, very suspicious to what you're doing. We're also worrying about audio. Audio is really a really big problem when you're dealing with a lot of people around. And I want to, for these candle companies like Witch City Wicks, Cottage Wicks, Spireside's coming up, Root Candles coming up, I want to make professional looking videos, something that they can show their customer base and be happy with. And so if you guys know anyone who owns like a bed and breakfast, or you know, like there's you have access to a really good lookout, or you know, like a nice scenic view, anything. I'm just looking for ideas, because like I said, I'm going to be doing those Cottage Wick candles this week, and I'm going to end up having to, I don't know, I mean, I'll certainly make fun of it, and not fun of it, make fun of the trip, and maybe film some material for in-betweens, but I'm definitely going to have to go somewhere to film those reviews, because I want to give, like I said, the production value of those candles what they deserve. And then when Halloween comes, it's the same thing, you know? Halloween, Christmas. Allie, thank you for joining. Have a good one. Airbnb is something that I've thought about as well. That's a very good idea. Remember, there's a lot of equipment involved. It doesn't look like it. And beach locations are really hard when it comes to sound. It doesn't mean I can't do it. I will do it, and I do it. But I am a one-man show. And again, to make them look professional, I have to be very careful of things like airplanes above our heads, wind, heavy clouds. Indoor garden would be awesome. I need a producer, Nicole. Yeah, Nicole's saying I need an apprentice. A producer would be awesome. Unfortunately, we don't have the budget for that at this moment. But how great would that be, the day that we actually can bring on a producer and I can just focus on doing my thing, being in front of the camera, editing, and then saving all of the the booking and reserving and planning out the trips and the maps and budgeting everything out. That would be huge. Carol, that's a great idea too. Carol says you could find a huge screen, kind of like a scenic screen, a background, to change it up in the office. I'm not kidding when I say this. I was going to the room that's beyond that wall. There's nothing going on in there. I was going to punch a hole in that wall, make a phony window, like a nice country window, where I would be able to like drape different backgrounds. But again, I still feel like I'm sitting at a desk addressing a camera. I want it to be more of, you know, like be able to just walk on the beach, sit on a rock, and talk to the camera. Like Sandra Lee. Yes, that's actually exactly what I was thinking. Like an overexposed, blown out, beautiful countryside looking look out there. You can have like puppets go by and stuff like that for fun. The back porch at the parents' place is fantastic for Smell It Sunday during the warm seasons. Although I don't want to be there too much. It's great for Smell It Sunday. I'm going for more of a cinematic look. You know, I'm really trying to pump this up, pump the production value of this up. Rekka says you could find an intern or a film student to help you out. Yeah, I've thought about all of these things, but at the same time, it's kind of like the whole point of a vlog, right? Isn't it? Isn't the whole point of a vlog is that it's made by one person? Like, I wouldn't want somebody editing my footage. I wouldn't really want somebody doing any of the work. I say I would, but I feel like to make the Candle Enthusiast and to do it the way I want, I feel like I do have to do it on my own. Having help would be great, especially when it comes to driving, because I can spend 7 hours driving somewhere, but by the time I get there, I'm dead. I can't even think about filming. All right. Yeah, when the summer comes along, it's going to be much easier. When the summer comes along, I'll go out and we'll go out on hiking trails, state parks, all that fun stuff. Plus, when you have the sun, you don't have to worry about lighting. The sun is your lighting, so you don't have to worry about stuff like that. You don't have to worry about lugging stuff, extra equipment. The last thing you want to be doing is lugging camera equipment. So we'll be doing that. I just want to make sure the next couple of months that we get out on the road, film a few things, and I'm going to continue to put stuff up that is being edited right now. There's still stuff from December that I just have to get to it, but I'm really working on trying to collaborate with these candle companies right now. A lot of my focus has been attached to that, and it's worked out because we're going to be talking about a lot of other small production handcrafted candle companies in the near future. And I spoke with Anthony from Candle Cafe. We've finally looked like we're going to make it work. I think we have the gist of what we want to do. There's not going to just be one video. There will be 2 videos, and one for his channel, one for mine. And we almost have a date set, so it's going to happen. I think that will be really fun. I think, having our universes collide would be really fun. All right, folks, I need to get editing. You folks have Sunday activities to get to, I'm sure. I apologize once again for splash of rain. We're going to get to this, and I'm gonna make. I'm devoted. I'm devoted to making something entertaining using this CD with the fragrance. I just need to figure it out now because I threw the fragrances away. So that I can assure you will happen. Remember to check the eBay page. There's some, I think that, yeah, there's, you know what there is? There's this. I can actually show you. I have the candle with me. This is up on eBay right now. Now, it might just look like pineapple cilantro, but on the back, we have, well, that's me. That's me. That's the, you know, that's the candle enthusiast. With cherry blossoms in the back, the bright blue sky, that purple shirt, and that finger. I'm always pointing that finger. This was the first batch I ever printed. I printed 6 of these. A few of them went up on eBay. Some of them went out to friends and family. And one is staying with me. But this one, up for grabs. So I put it up on eBay. So make sure you check that out if you want it, if you think that's cool. Who knows? Maybe this will be a collector's piece at some point in time in history. Keep our fingers crossed. And I will certainly personalize this in any way you want me to. If you want me to sign it or sign a card along with it. I always sign a card with my products no matter what you purchase on eBay. But check that out. If you want to help fund the show, in the comments below, patreon.com. Smallest of donations help work. Keep this monster, this mammoth moving. We gotta get the momentum building, and you guys have helped out so much so far, and I couldn't be more pleased. And one more thing. We had a giveaway. Does anybody remember? Last week we had a giveaway for that Valentine's Day candle. I asked you to get subscribers to come over to subscribe to the Candle Enthusiast channel. I didn't have one submission. Not one submission. So I closed that giveaway. But that is something that I cannot stress enough. Please always be dropping the name The Candle Enthusiast. Point people in our direction, specifically to, you know, not just specifically to the channel, but also to the Facebook group, because what Rachel's got going on in the Facebook group is great. You know, it's not just me. It's this community that, you know, Rachel and now the administrators have put together and are doing a fantastic job. That might be a great gateway for people who don't know who I am to get involved with what I am doing. So try to share the love, share some of my videos, spread the word, and that is going to be it for me on this Sunday. Thank you for joining me. I always appreciate it. Look out for the Witch City Wicks videos coming very soon, and we're going to get another one of those in-betweens. How's that sound? In-betweens video out this week, and I will also be on, I'm going to try to get back on the road. I don't know how far I'm going to go. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know where the road is going to lead me, but I need to get on the road and start filming. It's just, creatively, I need to do it. Thanks for joining. Thumbs up, and have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again very soon. But until then, be good, will you? Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.